Good morning. I'm Alexa Morales, and I'm here with Oracle Groundbreakers Live, and now I'm joined by Todd Sharp, who's a full-stack developer with Oracle, and he's a real interesting tinkerer. And Todd, you live in the Appalachian Mountains. You live on 6.5 acres.
I do.
And you did something interesting.
I do all kinds of interesting things.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. So explain to us, but you have a very specific project that you spoke about here at Oracle.
Yes. So I did a little barn automation project, and it was based on a project that I previously did about 3 years ago, where I did some automation in my barn. And it basically was a simple system built with a Raspberry Pi and some sensors, and just did some basic tasks: temperature monitoring, webcam, door sensors, and that sort of thing. But when I joined Oracle in September, I was faced with the task of kind of getting up to speed quickly on all of our products and services. And to me, the easiest way, or the best way to learn, easiest and best way to learn something is to solve a real problem with it, right? So when you need to learn a new tool or framework or language, any of these things, the best way to do it is to solve a real problem with it. Anybody can go through a quick start and read through a document and copy and paste code, but when you solve a real problem with it, you're tying your comprehension and your retention of that material to that solution. So you're actually delving into the little nooks and crannies of the language or the tool or the service to solve your problem. It's not just writing a to-do application. So I thought back to that barn project that I did, and I said, well, how can I do this again? How can I make this better? And there were little things that I had done in my project that I'm like, well, this could be better. It could be web-based, it could be cloud-based. So right now the system, it only works in my local network, because I didn't want to open it up to the world and have it hosted in my home, because that brings potential issues with opening your firewall and those sort of things. So I thought, well, if I take the data and I move it to the cloud, not only is it web accessible from anywhere in the world, but it's now it's protected from, I don't have to expose my network to it.
Right. So you could control your barn from here, is what you're saying? Here in London.
In theory, I could. I've just built the prototype for this presentation, but if I were to install it, yes, I could, pull it up right now and open a door or turn on a light and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Wow. And now I want to go back and say the reason I even I had a spark of recognition when I saw that you were speaking on this topic here at OpenWorld London, because you and I met for the first time in Detroit. Mm-hmm. It was an interesting project where we were doing an Oracle Code Innovate program with customers at GE.
Right.
And it was so interesting because you had such a hands-on approach to working with our customers.
Absolutely. Being a developer evangelist, I love and respect sales and marketing people, but that's not me.
Right.
I'm a hands-on developer. I like to get my hands dirty, and so to work with other developers and solving real problems that GE faces, to me is the best way to do it. And
right, and you were literally taking that experience that you had with your own barn and applying it to a digital twin solution where, and you guys went shopping, right, and bought a bunch of sensors and kits.
Yeah, we did. We got in the car and drove up to Micro Center and bought a bunch of, went on a little shopping spree and came back and built a little prototype for a GE basically a jet monitoring system that we demoed at the little hack fest there.
Right, and you were like pair programming with the GE developer, in what languages were you programming in there?
We were doing Java, Groovy, a little C++. I think that was it, but yeah, their solution involved a little bit of blockchain from Oracle's blockchain cloud service, some other little some other little bits that I can't quite recall, but yeah, I mean, it was a whole solution.
Right. They managed to connect all these pieces together. And I think it's actually really brilliant what your approach is, because we're working in this more and more abstract world, and yet your approach is, well, let me take something that's a hobby level
Right.
sensor and connect it to this very abstract cloud that we have and make it all work together. So that's really amazing to see. So what's the next thing you're going to build?
That's a good question. I don't have anything upcoming yet.
No, do you do any like auto hacking or?
I haven't, but I have been tempted to do that.
Hypermiling.
What's hypermiling?
Hypermiling is when you make your car run so optimally, super efficiently.
Yeah.
So you take off everything all excess weight. You streamline.
But I'm
it.
American. That's
It's counter to
You're
your.
telling me.
But here in London, we're getting so many wonderful messages, so I thought I'd just throw that in.
Yeah,
Well, Todd,
that's great.
we've got a huge lineup of people waiting to speak to us here at Oracle Ground Pickers Live, so I'm actually going to wrap this up
Okay.
and suggest people check you out on Twitter. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining me, Todd, and hope to see you around the world very
Absolutely.
soon.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
thanks for watching.
Thank you.